Hello, everyone. Welcome in to Under the Pale Cold Sun, a Vampire the Masquerade chronicle. We're very excited to get started, so without further ado, I'm going to throw it over to our Master of Ceremonies. It's the Riddler, or D.
Ah, nightfall. An interesting time in the city of Detroit. One wherein five particular kindred, these decrepit monsters of the night, find themselves in a predicament. Previously, the last thing that befell these five kindred after a particularly, let's say, interesting meeting with a young lady by the name of Charlotte, her seemingly partner, Nick Oglestein, the angler, and her brother, the mysterious Julian. The party, after making some moral choices, decided to return to the car that was loaned out to Victoria Beester by her sire, Jackson King. Upon entering the car, they saw that the driver was shot dead, and the car shortly after exploded. And that's where we will pick up the scene. As you are all sitting in the car, you see Victoria lean forward to sort of inspect the driver, and there's a small exhale of air, either a sigh or a gasp, you're not sure, from Victoria. Before Minerva, you hear this slight ticking sound for just a second, and then flame and pain in your bodies. You slowly return to consciousness, thrown 5 or so feet from the flaming wreckage of the black Jeep. Minerva, as you stand, you look to see your other compatriots also beginning to rouse back to consciousness. One of the few things that Nymeria did teach you was that flames are almost always a direct way to end a vampire's life. And yet, despite the flame in front of you, you're all still here. And as you look better at your compatriots, you see that they are devoid of features, as all five of you are wreathed in this dark shadow that clings to you until you rise to your feet, before it slowly begins to drift off onto the ground like shedded clothes. Being so close to such an intense flame, however, I will need you all to make me a check to see if you can keep it together.
What kind of check?
We are going to make. Why is my rule book disobeying me? Fight me, you coward.
Resolve?
Yes, that was. I was looking for the word. Make a resolve check.
So just rolling the number of dice that are listed on the thing. One of them being
Your hunger.
hunger. Okie dokie.
Thank goodness I only have one hunger.
That looks good.
Oh, interesting.
That doesn't sound great.
I got one success, which, considering I only rolled 2 dice, is not bad.
True. And Genevieve.
Blank. Zip. Nothing.
Okay. Victoria.
Roll 2 and a 3.
One success. Ray.
I rolled a 10 and a 1 on the hunger die.
All right. Okay, so I believe that is a bestial failure?
I think so.
I believe it's only if you don't get any successes.
Oh, if you don't succeed.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right. So everyone who has...
Yeah,
Go
4
ahead.
successes.
Thank you so much. Minerva, there's something odd about the flames. You feel the beast within you cower and hide from it, seeking shelter deep within the recesses of your mind, but there's something that entrances you about the flame. And also the odd black shroud. It felt magical. You find the entire situation interesting. Victoria, you are standing resolute and keeping a mostly calm composure, but the beast is inside of you, screaming to flee, begging you to run from the closest thing to a natural predator that it actually has. But you manage to quell it for the most part. Both Ray and Fee, you have similar reactions. You feel the urge to flat out run, put as much distance between you and the fire as you can, but you manage to stave it off. Genevieve, you see the flames, and there is a deep, burning desire in you to run. And run you do. You run and run and run down the streets, bounding like a star athlete of a human. Luckily, the streets are bare so that no one is around to question this particular feat of athletic excellence. Where does Genevieve run to?
Genevieve runs back to her sire.
All right. And as you return to the ever lavish and elegant gates of the Justine estate, you go up to the door, turn the key, and see the interior. And you feel your heart, if it could beat, finally rest now that you are away from the flames. And you all receive a message on your various cellular devices that says, "Tick tock, children. Tick tock." Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone who finds themselves inside and outside of the spectrum, my name is Dee, and welcome to Under the Pale Cold Sun, Episode 2, The Eye of Horus. With me, I have a fantastic cast of kindred. Beginning with my right, we have the lovely Rowan. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, lovely people. I am Rowan. My pronouns are they, them. And tonight I will be playing Fiorentino de Calza, whose pronouns are also they, them. I'm very happy we're not dead. Throwing it right down below me to the wonderful Alicia.
Hi. I am Alicia, Rider in G9, and I'll be playing Victoria Beaster.
And to the left of Alicia, we have the lovely Bo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bo. I am playing Ray Renault, and I use they, them pronouns, as you can see above me on the overlay and below me. Oh, both sides. Ooh. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at DorkyTeacher, where I bare my soul to the internet, apparently.
And what a beautiful soul it is. To the left of Bo, we have Darby.
Hello, I am Darby, and I'll be playing Minerva Noctua. I'm very glad I don't have to make a new character sheet, because I think I'd cry if I made a third one.
And lastly, but never least, our dearest host.
Hi. I am Anita, or Panita, or Critical Misses, and tonight I am playing Genevieve Clark. Pronouns she, they for both of us.
Wonderful. And I am your master of ceremonies. So, my kindred, I will leave the rest of your evening to your imagination as you return to your domiciles and rest, lick your wounds, which you do sustain some from the concussive force of being a few meters above a homemade bomb. But you are all contacted as you rise the next night by none other than Edwin, who has a simple, curt message that he leaves on all of your various answering machines that says, "You are no longer children, and the prince has seen it fit to begin treating you as such. This mess with the explosion, the humans will wonder what happened. You will come up with a story, and you will deliver it to them. Something that will make the news. Make it good." And the message ends.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work.
End up on some watch list. What's reasonable? What makes a car explode?
If possible, I would like to get in contact with my retainer.
All right. And what is your retainer's name?
My retainer's name is an excellent question. I did actually think of this. I just have to find it.
Understandable.
My retainer's name is Warren Snipe.
All right. And do you have a strictly what is your relationship with Warren? Is it exclusively professional? Do you speak to him often?
I speak to them often enough. I've terrorized that particular the mafia they belong to for decades, and I tend to keep it that way. I rule through fear.
Wonderful, wonderful. So when you give the call to Warren, it doesn't ring more than twice before the phone is picked up, and they say, how can I help you?"
There was an explosion at the pier. Make up an excuse for it.
All right. What type of explosion? When?
It was last night. Make up an excuse. I don't care what it is. Get it done.
Certainly, of course. And you hear the snaps of fingers through the receiver, and orders are beginning to be delineated. If that was all, madam.
Click.
All right. Genevieve, after you returned to the Justine estate in the dead of the night, you saw that Ophelia was nowhere to be seen. And as you rise on the next night, she's still absent. What do you do?
I would pick up my phone and give her a call.
Hello, dearest.
Hello. I was at the estate and I saw that you were nowhere to be found. Did you go out of town?
Just for a wee bit, Starlight. I'll be back very soon.
Good. Wasn't the best night.
Yes, Edwin told us that there was some unsavory business that ended your night. I'm glad you're all right.
Perfectly fine. You know how it is. Step off the lip.
Yes, if it wasn't for Mr. King's connections through the La Sombra chapter, that protection spell might have failed. That would have been a far more disastrous thing. Perhaps we should send him a gift basket.
That would definitely be prudent.
Hmm. Well, things to worry about later, I suppose.
Yes.
What are your plans for the evening, Starlight?
Well, I suppose we still have a little bit of work to do for the prince, so I would assume that I'd be meeting with the rest of my compatriots.
Oh, yes, you're forming your first coterie. It's going to be so wonderful to watch them all come together. They're all so young and inexperienced. They don't even know how they play into the play yet. It is delightful.
Any insights as to the scenes that are to be set?
And you hear her go quiet for a bit, which means that you assume she is using her sight. Oh, it is muddy, darling. As always, it depends on the path that you walk, but there is something about that Minerva.
The new one.
Something. No, not Ray.
Oh,
the,
no.
The Tremere girl.
Yes. Minnie's a darling, but a little too thirsty for knowledge.
There is
No southern
something.
blood.
Yes, there's something that will be drawn to her through that thirst for knowledge. It will be interesting. Be sure to give her my best, Starlight.
Yes. But, the new one, the baby.
Yes.
There are two of them. One that walks in the light.
Oh. That of a twin psyche. Well, isn't that just fascinating?
Yes. Quite.
You'll have to keep a close eye on them then.
I suppose.
Be ashamed if your first coterie ended up like mine.
Oh, and how did yours end up?
Well, one of them ate most of the other ones.
That's always difficult.
Yes, to say the least. It just broke my heart to tear her head off, but she had to be stopped.
Well, I suppose I should get to the others. Find
Yes.
out exactly where they're located.
Do be careful, Starlight, and ignore the calico cat.
Ignore the calico cat.
Yes, I'm not sure what that means, but I believe I've had a glimpse at the script.
Thank you very much.
Of course, Starlight. I will talk to you soon. Mwah.
Mwah. Ta-ta,
The
Mom.
receiver disconnects.
And I'll find a way to get in touch with the other kindred of the group.
All right. Fiorentino, excuse me. It's another character. What are you doing on this wonderful evening? You're still in Detroit under the request of the prince.
Yeah, waking up somewhat later than normal. Last night was just, it was just so much. I really wasn't prepared for all of that. I'm gonna go into the sewers, which, no, just no. I could really use a night off. Although, for some reason, I really don't think that's going to happen. So honestly, Fee would just wake up and lounge around until someone else contacted them.
All right. As you awaken and begin to move through your apartment, a small, very fortified blackout curtains apartment that has been afforded to you, sort of a Airbnb for kindred. As you enter into the past the dining area, you see someone's ass just sticking up in the air on the dining room table. And you see a hand on top of a frock of curly brown hair. And the hand is attached to the pale skin and shimmering blue eyes and short-cropped purple hair that reaches in a curly mass just past her ears, of Kira Edwards. And she seems to have a guest.
I'm sorry, are we
You're awake.
roomies now?
I would never live somewhere like this, darling.
Detroit.
Yes, it always smells slightly. You're not even doing anything. Be gone. And you see the man sort of sit up and wipe his mouth before scurrying off out of the apartment. The door closes
Ta-ta.
behind him. She sits up and fixes the sparkling red and black trimmed body contour dress that she's wearing. She doesn't get off of the table, simply crosses her legs and says, "So, you blew up a car."
I had nothing to do with that. Excuse you.
You always say you had nothing to do with it, and I always find that that is a lie.
Not always.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Yes, but not always.
Then she
And this time, I swear, I had nothing to do with that car.
and
It's
she-
honestly, it was such a headache.
She gives you a big hug that has no emotion in it whatsoever. It says, "It is darling to see you, Fee."
Always.
Yes, yes, indeed. Now, the question is, why is the prince so insistent on keeping you here?
Me and some other younger ones
Yes. I
are
heard there
tracking down
was-
some Malkavian who decided to just do her own thing,
Yes,
which
I
apparently
have,
that doesn't fly in Detroit.
Yes, I have met Cassandra. That's actually
Right,
why
that
I
was her name.
decided to come up to this place. It's interesting that she's gone off the grid. She's not from Detroit, you know. She's
No, why would I know that?
She's from our neck of the woods, down in the second city.
So what brings her here?
Isn't that the question?
So are you here to be helpful or just
Have I ever been?
no?
No, I'm here to make sure that you don't fuck up my name.
Yeah, no, that makes more sense.
So you go out and have fun. I will see if I can do something about the disgusting things that have been used to decorate this place.
Fun.
And as you sort of close the door of the apartment behind you, is there a particular place that you head?
To the second most famous nightclub that I know of in the city.
All right.
Until someone contacts me, that is where I will be.
Wonderful. Victoria, you have been getting quite the earful from Jackson about the loss of one of his vehicles, despite you explaining that it was clearly an assassination attempt. He seems more concerned with the fact that the vehicle was expensive, and moreover, the Lasombran charm that was put on the vehicle to protect from the types of things that happened, while effective, which is good, was expensive. So he has urged you to begin your night by contacting Lyman Padalecko for the job that he wanted to require to try and recoup some of his investment.
Of course, Jackson, I understand. I am so sorry.
And if you're going to insist on running around with the rest of your little would-be coterie, make it a bit more under wraps.
I am well, I know how to clean up my messes.
Yes, you send miserable little pissants to do it for you.
What else
I
are they good
want-
for?
I want you to talk to Lyman. No one else will deal with him.
That is, of course, my business. But the little disturbance, that is what peons are for.
And he begins to tie his tie for the evening, and he says, Knight to e4. And the two humans that you have sitting across the room move a chess piece in response. Check. And he walks out of the room.
I lose to him one time in chess. One. He never lets it go. Ugh, I cannot stand him.
So you have been given a phone number, contact number for Mr. Lyman if you want to get in touch with him about his security business.
Yes, and she will do so. Normally she'd try and take care of some other things, but Jackson's particularly perturbed, so she's like, fine, I'll go ahead and get the contact done now.
And you hear the phone answer. Ah, Miss Beaster. I was wondering when I'd get your call.
Hello. Well, I called as soon as I was available, of course.
Naturally. I'm sure Jackson is working you to the bone, as he tends to do.
I know how to have my fun. Do not worry for me.
If it's any consolation, it means the crotchety old fucker actually likes you.
Many people do.
Ventrews. So, the job would include me dispatching several of my most trained security detail to poke holes in this startup company's HQ. Poke around, see what they find, and I deliver any loose papers that was found to you and Mr. King. And who knows, if your tech company has some breakthroughs first, then good for you.
That's about covers it, as my understanding goes.
Yes. Now, the question is, what is such a service worth to you?
Do you have a price in mind?
I have many prices in mind, but I'm eager to see what you think I'm worth.
Including the discount that I am sure you have not forgotten.
Naturally.
I have no idea what that number would be with Victoria. It's like, I don't know.
This Victoria's never worked in breaking and entering / security detail. I will say that you have dealt with enough of Jackson and Jackson's contacts to know that this is obviously a test of some form. But you have no clue what an adequate, Kindred usually don't deal in money. They tend to deal in power, favorites, secrets. So, who knows?
Fair enough. Well, how about this? Because, of course, I want to do my best to foster the relationship between you and Mr. King, but also the relationship between you and I. So I want to make sure you are adequately compensated.
That's... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That is a good idea. And so, now that you have the offer in your mind, take some time. Think about it. I'm not going anywhere, but don't think for too long, or that tech company won't be going anywhere.
Do not worry. You will know soon enough.
Perfect. Enjoy the rest of your night, Mrs. Beester. Miss Beester.
You as well, Lyman.
And the line disconnects.
I don't know. I am rich. Why do I have to worry about money? This is ridiculous. Fine, whatever. Guess you're trying for. Sorry, go ahead.
I wasn't going to say anything. You're fine.
Okay. In that case, you know what? No, but this is hers. Yeah, she does. Because I mean, she could. Sorry, put that up for a bit. It's like she could be just like, well, you can ask something of me, but she barely has a coterie, so she's like, I don't know. She doesn't know.
Then it
No
seems
idea.
like something that Victoria will have to keep an open eye for.
Okay.
Minerva, you are nervously cleaning your apartment because when you woke up after the sun went down, you woke up to 37 texts from Nymeria, who said she would be coming over to see you. One question for the table. There was a book that was found on the edge of the pier before you talked to Nick. It was found by Fee, inspected by Minerva. Who kept the book?
Me?
I believe Minerva did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless anyone else has strong feelings about it.
Yeah, I would have no interest in it.
Genevieve looked it over slightly, but I think Minerva ended up keeping the book.
Fee is interested, but they were a little distracted, what with the explosion. And
Yeah.
just forgot about it.
Priorities.
Lit.
All right. This well-kept book is sitting on your table. And as you had flipped through it previously, and maybe you've examined it again in the time since, you are again struck by the different, very foreign types of blood magic that are all throughout it. The Egyptian symbology and magical symbols are very prevalent throughout, and it's just a very interesting tome. Would you have told Minerva, or excuse me, would you have told Nymeria about this book?
I think so. The
Right.
the ability to gain more knowledge supersedes pretty much all else.
And right before the tiredness took you, you messaged Nymeria about exactly the contents of this book, and you awoke to 37 text messages. She seems very excited to come inspect the book. And as you are about, I would say, a third of the way through cleaning, you hear several quick knocks on the door.
1 second. Any mess, just shoving it straight under a table.
Perfect.
And then opening the door.
All right. And you see standing there, clad in a suit jacket, a professor's blazer underneath, and a very fine, like, it looks like hand knitted wool vest underneath the jacket. You see Nymeria standing there with her hair sort of combed back into a tight ponytail, and she says, "Hi."
Hi.
So, this book,
Yes, it's incredible.
it's weird. And she walks in.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I forgot who I was talking about. She stands at the threshold and says, "Can I come in?"
Yes, of course. Come on.
Thank you. And she steps in and into the apartment and looks around and says, "It is spotless in here. Wow."
Thank you. I'm just gonna
This is
kick something under the table a little bit harder.
my apartment looks like a goddamn disaster. And she sits down and goes, Just look at it. I mean, it looks important, right?
I know. And what's inside is really interesting. I mean, like, there's all these Egyptian symbols that just sort of pop up throughout, and it's just it. I don't know what to make of it. Also, I want to start learning magic really bad.
Right. Gonna get to that. Like, it's on the docket, I promise. But let me
You've been
see
saying that for like a
this.
little while.
And she starts flipping through the book and stops on the Eye of Horus and goes, "Oh my. This is definitely blood magic, but a lot of the sort of because most of the magics that we use, since the Camarilla has such a big presence in the Vatican, as it were, most of the base symbols that we use tend to stem from Latin roots, and these are, these are Egyptian base runes. I mean, I had no idea that this was even a thing. These spells are also different. Interesting. Do you mind if I take some of this down?
Yeah, no, go for it. Absolutely.
All
You
right.
spread the knowledge, but not too far.
And she begins to write down and goes, "Oh, you don't have to tell me twice. Did anyone you were with look through this book?"
Yes, but briefly.
Who?
The there was Genevieve.
Come on.
Genevieve and I'm forgetting their name. Fee, I think. The from Not Here.
Fee. Why do I know that name?
Fiorentino, I think.
Oh, that is that's the child of an old friend.
A friend we like, or a friend?
I don't think Kirla likes much of anyone aside from herself.
Okay.
Accurate.
Well, it's not widespread. Listen to me, and listen to me close, Minerva. This book does not exist. Understood?
Okay.
You keep this with you. You do not take it out of your haven. No one will think to look here.
Okay.
This is so exciting.
Right? Isn't it?
Yes, indeed. Indeed it is. Well, I have to be off. I have experiments to do.
Sounds good. Oh, I did have a question.
Yes?
So, I don't know if you heard yesterday, there was a bit of a tiny bit of an explosion, just a smidgen. And fire, bad. But when the car exploded, there was almost like this shroud on all of us. None of us were died again, but there was like this, I don't know how to describe it. It was shady, I suppose.
That is La Sombran magic. They're shadow mages. And shadow is one of the few things that... It's a discipline of magic that can protect very well. More well than it can attack, from my understanding of it. I don't understand the Sombran things in general, but the Sombrans are... It's an interesting clan, a smaller sect for certain. Very powerful. Similar to the Tremere, a lot like us in a lot of ways, actually, but they focus on a different discipline of magic.
Is there I don't know, like a study abroad program with them?
If you could find a La Sombra who is willing to teach you, certainly.
Interesting. Okay. Cool.
You have that look in your eyes again.
Well, what can I say? Knowledge is everything.
Dangerous.
Well, in the wrong hands, maybe.
That is a matter of perspective. Words like wrong hands.
I suppose. Trying to phrase.
Minerva. And
Mhm.
she steps back into the apartment and puts her hands on you and says, Kindred can be monsters. I am a resolute asshole, and I am one of the nicest people you will meet in Detroit. As you are getting closer to these people, be careful.
Okay.
And just because you are willing to learn does not mean you should let anybody teach.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Now I have to go see how many humans one Nosferatu can eat in one sitting. I will see you soon.
Text me the results. I'm very interested to know what that.
Yes,
Number
it will
is.
be quite exciting. And she begins to just, like, after she says quite exciting, her voice trails off and she just begins to mutter all the way out the door and down the hall.
I'll shut the door and just kind of. Cool. Shove the books under a pile of other books. Just
Awesome.
bury it.
Awesome. Ray. The evening comes to you, and you rise with a slight headache, as you have when you have risen the past couple of evenings. And you are awoken by 3 sharp knocks at your door.
I'm hungry. Who is it?
A friend.
Is that Edwin?
It is not. The accent is similar, though.
I kind of dance over to the door, very light on my feet, and I go, "Who is it?"
Please open the door, Dr. Ray.
Well, what's the password?
And if you could hear confusion, that would be the sound that is coming off. Do you look through the peephole?
Yeah.
You see a probably 5'10" man, appears to be older in his years, wrinkles across the face, thinning gray hair, this long, crooked nose, and he is dressed in the outfit of a Catholic priest, sort of the black and white attire.
Oh, I'll open the door and be like, "Hi, I didn't order anyone like you, but you're welcome to come in."
And he looks you up and down and says, "Thank you," and steps into the apartment. Quaint.
So tell me, Father, what brings you here?
Investigating.
Oh, what kind of investigating? Maybe I can help.
I think you can. Very much so. Do you have any tea?
Fresh out of tea, unfortunately.
Unfortunate indeed. And he's like very obviously just looking at everything in your apartment.
He's human, yeah?
He smells human, yes.
So, I mean, I haven't been to church in a long time. Are you here to punish me for that?
Not for that, no.
It's too bad. So, what are you investigating?
A hunch.
Hunch. About
Someone
what?
gave me a tip about a student who came to see you very recently.
Mm-hmm.
And after she left, she was not seen again.
A student? Well, in my job, I do see a lot of students. They come to me, you see, as a doctor. And while I do what I can to help them, I can't be held responsible for what they do after they leave.
He digs around in his coat pocket and pulls out this small silver bag of raisins and begins to eat them and says, "So, Miss Cassandra, any recollection of her?"
Cassandra. I do remember seeing her. She seemed like she was in quite a huff, but I can't exactly tell you what we were talking about. Doctor-patient confidentiality and all of that. You know how it goes, Father.
Of course. Make a social deception roll.
Okay. Nope, that's not the one. That one. Social deception. Can I add my beauty to this?
No.
Oh. Why not?
You can seduce the
Because
priest.
of who it is.
So deception is not on my list of skills.
Manipulation, I think is
Manipulation.
What I meant to say.
Okay.
Too many systems.
So one, just
Too many
manipulation.
skills, too many skills.
Social manipulation.
Yeah, but is there like a specific skill involved, or is it just
Like persuasion.
manipulation is one of the attributes? Yeah, like persuasion.
Persuasion or subterfuge.
Yeah, subterfuge.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
I need to open my character sheet so I can see the words.
2,
properly.
3, 4, and 1. Uh, 10, and a success, and a success, and a success. So there's 5 successes.
And he looks at you and nods slowly and says, "Then I guess I'll have to look for her elsewhere." Just one more question, and then I'll go.
Of course.
I've been told that you started acting odd right before or right after Cassandra disappeared. Any reason for that?
Well, I don't know exactly what you would qualify as odd. It's been a difficult year for us all, and we're exploring ourselves and changing ourselves in so many different ways, and why not take this opportunity to reinvent myself? I have a question for you, Father.
Please.
Did something happen to Cassandra?
Not yet. I think Cassandra's happening to other people.
Well, as she is one of my patients, I would very much like to know if anything happens to her. You will keep in touch, won't you?
I'll definitely be back, yes.
Is there any way I can contact you? Maybe a phone number?
Offer a silent prayer.
I mean, I've tried that in the past, but no one like you came.
That's because I wasn't listening. He makes his way back toward the door, sort of finishing the raisins and crumpling the pouch, stuffing it back in his pocket. Thank you for your time.
Hope to see you soon, Father.
And the door closes. And you are then messaged, I believe, by Genevieve, who is trying to get a hold of the coterie if possible. And where would you like to meet, Genevieve?
I'm trying to think of some place that Genevieve would know in the city, but Anita knows no place in the city of Detroit. So, hey.
Just give me like a type of place.
Okay.
I believe we needed to investigate the football stadium.
Yeah, we could meet over by the football stadium.
Okay.
Yes, Fort Field
Over
was
Fort
the
Field?
place.
Ford.
Ford Field. Because it's
Yeah.
That probably makes more sense.
sponsored.
Yeah.
But it's
Listen.
Fort Fields because that way we don't get sued.
Yes, exactly.
We could not afford that.
Yeah.
We're in Detroit,
Detroit.
the Goater City.
I'm sorry, is the city of Detroit going to sue us?
They don't have enough
The
money.
entire city. Yeah.
Money.
They can't afford those.
Hey, if the entire
We'll let
city
the
of
record
Detroit
show I
wants to
didn't
watch
say
this
it.
stream.
So you guys, eventually, most of you, Fee, do you leave the what Detroit club are you at? What Detroit club does Fee go to?
He is going to the second most famous club.
I know. I'm trying to think where you would end up based off of.
That's
personal
tough because
experience.
now you have to think of what the most popular club is, and then not that.
You're in the Annex. The Annex.
Okay.
Club. The Annex nightclub.
Oh, the
do you-
Annex in Toronto is a terrible place. Don't go there. All the students go there.
Do you leave the Annex to join them at Ford Field?
I do. I sent my Mercedes, my driver, off to just buy me a better apartment.
Okay.
So I'm just going to run along some rooftops. Because why not? Sometimes you
and
just got to be the stereotype.
Mercedes is taking the particular time of outfitting it properly with the blackout curtains and all of making it appropriate for someone of your kind, as is what she's paid the good money for.
I also
Um,
absolutely had her bring me my sword.
Wonderful. So you guys are on your way to Ford Field. Victoria, Jackson has refused to lend you another car. So what does
Of course.
your car look like?
Well, if you know what, backup rental car, nice blue nondescript
Okay.
car.
Okay. So you're pulling around in a blue Ford Fusion. One of the nicer ones, though. And
Of course.
you guys all manage to make your way to Ford Field. And it is very abandoned, considering there's a bit of a pandemic going on for mortal kind. And there have not been much of an audience in the seats. Not that there ever is much of an audience at a Lions game, but there's been even less so.
Lions fans.
I'd be lying if they said the stands were filled.
If we ever wanted
Stop.
people from the city of Detroit to watch this show, they will not now.
Good.
Deal with it,
No,
Lions.
they will
suck,
out of
I've said it.
spite.
Mm,
Be-
hate watch us.
Um, so you guys begin to gather at the gates of Ford Field, which have been suspiciously unlocked. Um, and you are all together.
Hmm. What are the chances that we can get this finished tonight? I'd rather just not be here anymore.
Fingers crossed she actually showed. This is the hidey hole that she decided to go to.
Well,
There were various ones, allegedly.
Well, if it's not, then maybe something in there can tell us where to go next. I don't know.
He might end up being a bit of a fetch quest. Who knows?
Genevieve's
A what?
drinking like a go mug.
A fetch quest, like in video games. No.
No.
Okay, it's totally fine. Totally cool. Yep. Let's go.
Victoria's gonna grab Fee's hand quite suddenly. Not super strong, just kind of suddenly.
Oh? Can I help you?
Bring it to her mouth. Bite. Let it go.
Just a teaser, or
Looks at Minerva. Minerva, come here for a second.
Okay. I will.
Give me your finger.
Which one? I've got
Doesn't
10.
matter. You have
Pinky?
8 actually.
Oh yeah, because
Okay.
thumbs aren't finger.
Do it, yo. Grabs it, bites, drops it, walks in.
God, we'll have to
This-
remove her head.
Is this like a venture thing?
No, nothing. Never mind. I have no idea. It might just be a Victoria.
Twitter, I said I'd do it and I did it. Moving on.
would you say that she crunched our fingers?
No.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. She bit you.
Minerva's a
Thank
bit
you.
crunchy. You bit a very crunchy part of her body.
No. No, she bit you. Moving on.
That's fine. All right.
Darby, I'd
think
give you a
it's
high
safe to
five, but we're
say-
as far away on the overlay as we can be.
I know.
So like, top corner to like bottom corner.
Is it?
Either way.
Is it the other?
Yeah. There
I
you
think
go.
it's safe to say both me and my character have no idea what's going on.
And let's keep it that way. So,
Alright.
you guys enter into Ford Field. Do not crunch.
But it's so pretty. It looks like a Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
stop that. You're animals. So, you guys push into Ford Field.
I don't think
And-
any of us took the animalism discipline, but
No.
There are very many empty concession stands, and the ticket booth is empty. And there does appear to be a fine ring of dust across one of the counters. The place looks like it's generally been in disuse. Victoria, your senses being keenly attuned to certain flavors of blood, you do smell that one of the night guards sort of standing there, arms crossed, as you all walk in, is not a human. Excuse me. It is after hours, folks. We're closed.
That's nice. Now move.
Yeah, no, that's not how this works.
I would like to turn on my awe ability through the
Okay.
presence discipline. And priest back in here.
It's mine, Rowan.
We
Them
can
fighting
share.
words. Fee will walk up to the guard and just like put their hand on his shoulder. She's like, "Oh no, don't worry, it's fine. We were invited here."
All right, so I need you to roll So give me a charisma plus fucking persuasion plus your awe.
Cool. Can I add my stunning looks to this?
Absolutely.
Cool.
What's
so
that bring your
that's
dice pool up to?
12.
Oh my god!
good
Fucking
at
persuasion
this.
was my nickname in high school.
Nice.
I need a bigger dice tray.
Yeah, you do. Or
Definitely
worse
only heard the
skills.
D part of that word, and definitely did not hear the rest of that correctly the first time.
That is 6 successes.
All right. And he sort of looks you up
Successes?
and... No, stop that. He sort of looks you up and down, and you see that for a second he's just lost in the gorgeousness that is Fee. And you all are... Even those of you who have interacted with Toreadors, and you know what this is, it still is... There's a magneticism that is radiating from Fee at the moment. And he sort of looks you up and down and is lost for a second and doesn't say anything and goes, all right. Fucking Toreadors. Are you here to join the Combine? I mean, you all don't look like drifters.
We're here on orders from the prince.
And he sort of stands up straight and goes, What does the prince want with the Combine?
I think that's for us to know and for you to hopefully never find out.
Right. Yes, of course. Just go down that tunnel, across the field, and there's an access door that leads downstairs.
Okay, thanks.
Does he seem like genuinely shook, or?
He seems very surprised. You guys have just done the equivalent of believably saying that the president would like to enter Whole Foods, and is like, you're like, Barack Obama's coming through, and he's just like, what? Okay. Like, so he does seem very genuinely shook. And as you guys walk past, he goes, name's Jared.
Okay, good, because Victoria was actually going to stop and specifically ask for his full name.
He just says, name's Jared.
Jared.
I didn't ask.
Jared Padalecchio.
Jared Padalecchio. I will remember who wasted my time and the prince's. Good night.
Carry on, my wayward son.
I'll give you that one.
And you guys cross the elegant football field of the Ford Stadium. And as you guys do, you do find the small access door that looks kind of like an entrance to an electrical, like a generator room. But as you step in, you see that it is just a staircase that leads down pretty steeply.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Could I activate heightened senses?
Sure.
You beat me to it.
Go ahead. Heightened senses is free. Yeah, so you turn on your heightened senses, and are you trying to look or listen for anything in particular?
Not in particular. I think I'm just sort of keeping it to just be extra aware of what's happening,
Okay.
especially since we're going into this new place.
Wunderbar. And as you guys descend down the stairs, what is
can I say something before we go down?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, would now be a good time to tell you all that there was a priest that came to visit me and was asking about Cassandra. He was like kind of cute in like an old man kind of way, and like, I don't know, I was like trying to come on to him, but he wasn't really paying attention. He just seemed really interested in her. So like, yeah, is that
Human?
normal?
Human, I'm assuming.
Yeah, as far as I could tell, he had a heart anyway.
Are
That is not
vampire-
normal.
Well,
Hmm.
Genevieve's been around the block a time or two.
Or 3 or 4.
3 or 4. Is that a thing that she would recall or remember? Or know about?
Well, priests are not good. You all, with the exception of Ray and maybe Minerva, are aware that true faith in something is one of another of a kindred's most dangerous foes. True stalwart belief in something, generally religion, is a very, very powerful form of magic, and the power of belief in specifically the Christian God or any god that rebukes creatures of the night, such as yourselves, is very detrimental to a kindred's existence. And thusly, the vampire hunters in the world who do exist tend to be made up of ranks of folks like that.
Yeah. Not good, generally. Priests are another one of those things that faith is a powerful, fickle thing, and one that can get us killed.
Quite agreed. I suggest you move swiftly.
Well, you want me to move?
No.
If he knows where you live, yeah.
Yeah. Generally.
I just got everything the way I wanted it to.
You
Sorry,
can die
Bob.
instead if you like. Again, that is.
Alright. Can I get like someone else to pack? I don't want to pack.
I can help you pack. It's
I ran across a priest back in 1968, 67.
oh wow.
Not a good time. Not a good time.
You know, you look good for however old you are.
95.
Guys, as Genevieve is telling this story, you see that she sort of turns a bit, and you see this Star of David that has been lightly burned, like a long healed scar above the clavicle. And that is when Genevieve got the nickname Starlight from her sire.
That seems like a less fun nickname now.
Quite
that's
the
great.
close call, no?
It was far too close.
So Ray, add that to your list of things that could kill the otherwise unkillable.
What?
I mean,
Stars of David?
Well,
anybody that has powerful enough faith doesn't necessarily have to be a Christian faith.
But it usually is.
Usually,
It's so interesting.
it is.
So,
But frankly,
because they believe that it's true, it is true?
well, I mean, if you think far back enough, the very first of us were biblical creatures.
Wait, we were?
yeah.
Historically, yes. Canaan. Like, Cain and Abel, Cain.
I'm a little rusty on the whole religion at all. I don't really follow religion. Who?
I'm sure. Is someone
The
else able
father
to
of-
explain it?
Honey. Cain, father of murder,
The first murderer
Bash-
in the Bible bashed his
bashed his brother's head in,
with a
was
rock.
cursed by
Cursed by
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
something.
Hmm.
And then, voila, kindred.
Vampires.
Or
If you
so the
prefer that
stories
verbiage.
go.
So wait, does that mean? What about the other religions? Because obviously,
And I mean, other religions have their own versions of us. It's
If you ask me, it's all a bunch of nonsense, but
You all do remember we're here on business for the prince, no?
We're walking and
Yeah.
talking.
But I'm more curious about this. What's this so?
Child, you will not be alive long enough if you do not take care of the prince business first.
Great.
I'll fill you in with everything. Give you
Okay.
the details. As best I know them.
Hey, this prince is really demanding.
They generally are.
All begin to
Sires
descend
also.
down the stairs, and as you go, the signals on cell phones are slowly lost, and the smell becomes more obvious to those whose senses aren't exactly heightened. As you smell the scent of decay, unwashed bodies, and Victorian specifically, food. And as you reach the bottom, you are in this elongated tunnel that looks almost like a derelict subway system. And there are people shuffling about all over, some holding conversations, others simply tossing a small football between the pair of them. It is dimly lit. The people you see around are mostly Nosferatu, but you do see a couple of folks who appear to have just very large fangs, and they wear bone idolatry and things of that nature.
Does anyone else know what Cassandra looks like? Or
I do.
Well, can you fill us in, honey? We're not
Oh.
mind readers.
it'll be
Right.
faster?
And I have never met Cassandra, correct?
No.
Well, first of all, do I see Cassandra?
Looking around. Hold on.
If only it could be that easy.
Well, that was easy.
Pause for effect. Who knows? Maybe it is that easy. D is just a shite DM.
No.
Nonsense.
No,
Lies.
you're not.
Lies.
Well,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
sorry, I had to do it.
Go ahead. I adore you. Make me a mental investigation check. Or an intelligence investigation check.
In before I get fucking murdered. Okay. Intelligence investigation.
Yes.
So it's 3 and 4. That's a total failure.
Right. Did you get a 1 on your hunger die as well, or just
Did
no
not.
successes? All right. So you look around and you don't see Cassandra amongst the people. You describe her to the rest of your coterie. Cassandra is about 5'6". She is Filipino descent. Cropped black hair that reaches down to her shoulders. Usually wears fairly blocky black glasses, and tends to dress in very colorful, splashy clothing. Lots of tie dye, lots of band T-shirts that are very colorful, like Grateful Dead things and stuff like that. And she usually is almost always seen with her backpack that is it is drawn in the style of oh my god, I'm forgetting the painting. No, it is drawn in the style of it is drawn in sort of a rendition of the Louvre, the museum in Paris, France.
Polly?
Paris. So yeah. That is the description of Cassandra.
All right.
So I would relay that to everyone. Probably not as well. Lingering on unimportant details. Things that you really probably didn't care about, like how intense her eyes are, or a weird wrinkle under like her left side that isn't there on the right, or things like that.
That's what happens when you smoke on one side.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Anyway, she's a total weirdo.
We can keep our eyes peeled.
Most of our kind generally are.
Okay.
Keep an eye out. Look around.
Oh, there's a question. If I were to lose my eye, would it grow back?
Oh, that is a good question.
Nope.
That would be a no.
Not without the assistance of magic.
Well, that's
small
disappointing.
small things heal easily. Knife wounds, bullet wounds, stuff like that. The unimportant stuff. Missing a limb or a burn, that can take longer.
So in that, we were in like a lot of danger then in that explosion.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thankfully, there was
Who says
some
the least?
shadow magic involved, I guess.
Yes, if Victoria's sire was not so well connected, we would all surely have perished.
Well, it's a good thing we're not dead then.
Well,
Hey,
We also.
Dead twice.
hey, you! Point at a random kindred.
Yo.
Yeah, I seem to have lost my mother, and I was wondering if you could help me find her, because, well, she left me all alone, you see, and, well, I shouldn't be left alone. I'm just a little baby after all.
Yo, what the fuck is your man's talking about, B?
We're looking for Cassandra. She's sired
Oh, Cassie?
this one. Yeah.
And you see that this man sort of steps forward, very just cut to a bald fade. Looks like his hair has been recently lined. This taller black dude, and he's just like, "Oh shit, you are Cassie's kid, aren't you? Damn, that's fucked up." She ain't been here in a while.
Oh, when's the last time you saw her?
2-3 days ago, like right before the prince called all the bigwigs to that meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I was just wondering, do you know any hidey holes that she has? Number we can text, email, MySpace, I guess.
Cassie said that she doesn't like trust cell phones. I don't know what the fuck that means.
No, I get that.
But I think that's gonna be a dead end. Shit.
Well,
Is it-
but she was here before, correct?
Yeah.
Where'd
yeah.
you stay when she was here?
He sort of looks to the fairly empty cavern and says, in the master bedroom."
I mean, obviously, but like, where did she set up shop? Is what I'm asking.
I mean, down that way a little bit.
All right.
Her sleeping bag is still over there if you want to look at it.
That's all I need
Is she-
to know.
Does she disappear like this often?
Cassie? Oh, yeah. This isn't even, where she really hangs out. I don't even know why she comes down here. The bitch has money. Like,
Oh, yeah. Where does she usually hang out?
I don't really know. Cassandra is weird and like weirdly aggressive too, like for no real reason. Um, but you know, you
Harold.
might be better off uh, going to here. And he digs around in his pocket for a second and pulls out just what looks like a Burger King napkin and writes on his hand an address. He goes, That's that's where a lot of the Malkavians like meet up to discuss philosophy. I know Cassandra was into that type of shit, so maybe they've seen her. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
Okay. Can I insight check this person?
Sure. Make me a wits plus insight check.
I'm down.
While
for
this
that.
conversation is going on, could I have been using my heightened senses to just be scanning the crowd, keeping an eye out for anyone who might be taking special interest in our conversation or like trying
Okay.
to slip away or something?
Absolutely. You
Cool.
you see that most people aren't really paying you any mind. Um, you do hear someone mention the Oasis Club, the Oasis nightclub,
Okay.
just kind of offhandedly. What'd you roll?
So, anything 6 and below is a failure?
Yes, anything below 6 is a failure. If you meet it, you beat it, though.
Okay, I've got 2 4s and a 5, and then a 6 and a 9.
Okay, so 2 successes. Nice. So you're pretty sure that this dude's on the up and up. He doesn't seem to have much loyalty to Cassandra whatsoever.
Okay. Cool.
Victoria is strolling through like she owns the place, going around.
Naturally.
Naturally.
Hey, if you see her, could you maybe like send me a message? And I'll like take his hand and I'll just pull out a pen and I'll like write my phone number
All right.
on his hand. And I'll be like, you can just get me there.
I had paper.
Thanks. Yeah.
You know, for that or anything else.
It's not really running water down here, so it's probably going to be on my hand for a couple months. But
I have a wet
appreciate
wipe.
that.
Do you want like I can write it down?
I
on
walk
paper.
back and I just elbow Minerva really hard in the ribs.
I can give him your number on a piece of paper.
Victoria, as you
Yes.
are going through, you arrive to what was supposedly Cassandra's sleeping area. And you see that there are empty cups of ramen noodles and a few discarded packages of like fruit snacks, stuff like that.
Genevieve would pull up beside. Anything interesting yet?
Just some human food. No idea why she has it.
I mean, some of us can actually eat.
Make an intelligence investigation check, the pair of you.
That I can do. Okay, intelligence, investigation. Yes, finally something I'm good at.
How old is Cassandra?
Sorry, 5 successes.
Okay.
Just one success from me.
Okay. So you guys sort of toss over the place and don't really notice much until Victoria, you roll the entire sleeping bag inside out and you notice that there is a cut up towards where the head zips. And you reach in there, dig around, and pull out a lot of stuffing, and you get a small slip of paper that has the Eye of Horus on it.
What you got?
The image of the words, the Eye of Horus. I just wanted to make sure.
It's an image. Like, it looks
Okay.
painted.
Another one of those?
Seems so.
Seem to be getting a lot of them lately.
Does anybody know, like, is it like mean anything? Is it a vampire thing, or like?
Not particularly. I mean,
Not common.
onks get used a lot because it's a symbol of eternal life.
If the Osiris gang is in town, then this is sort of their MO. Minerva, do you still have that book from yesterday?
Unfortunately not on me.
We can swing by and pick it up on the way to our next stop.
I suppose. What would we need the book for?
But if this is like, what, the fourth or fifth time that we found this symbol? Alright, someone's fucking with us, right?
Yeah, it's too many times to be a coincidence. Something has to be happening.
Exactly. Besides, that book was just on a bench. That's not the kind of thing that someone just leaves somewhere, unless they want someone to find it. It just seems like it could be useful to have with.
I text my sire real quick.
There's no signal down here, unfortunately.
Gosh, diggity dang it. I'll text her when we get up.
Who has the note?
Victoria does.
Hey, Victoria. Could I see that note for a second?
You already know what position you must assume.
I'm sorry, which position is that?
On your knees.
See, I don't want to right now. It's kind of a public place for us to be doing that. Maybe later, if that's like what you want to do. Like, you just had to ask.
Looks paper, tucks it, walks.
All right.
Taps a hand on Ray's shoulder. Getting cold feet now.
No, I
Just goes
just
off to
really
follow.
want that paper.
Any reason in particular that you want the paper?
I got a feeling about it. I got a feeling that I want to explore, but I can't because she won't give it to me.
The paper.
Oh, she will. You just don't want to do what she asked.
Hey, Victoria.
Yes.
I compel you to give me that paper.
So I gotta look up some things. Because I have unswayable mind, so this is gonna be great.
Ooh.
Oh.
Woo!
Interesting.
I do literally need to look up. I just want to make sure I remember exactly what that does, but I took it for a reason.
Oh, man.
This is gonna end so poorly. No.
Ray, is compel free? Is compel free?
It is free, yeah.
Garage check. Okay. Most of the early ones are.
That's
Almost.
free.
Super effective.
It was super effective.
Yeah, compel is a lot like command in D&D, so it's very short. Like I just give like a one sentence or
word.
less command.
Indeed.
So it is very simple. I do have mesmerize that I could try, but we'll wait.
Yep, because if this doesn't work, you should definitely try.
Again.
Doing it
A
again.
different one.
Yeah, for sure.
So just make sure. So to resist, I can't remember. What do I roll? To resist?
So for resistance, you are resisting. It's intelligence plus resolve.
You are gonna have a real bad time.
Yeah. That's you just said victorious stat and victorious stat. That's what
I actually don't have enough dice. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
those are her cornerstones.
Is Ray gonna
You
die?
picked the wrong one. Well, we will find out, won't we?
I heard how you
I'm
spelled
just gonna
that.
have to roll one of those twice. But all right, let's see.
I mean, they're spelled the same way, right? Die and die,
Yes.
right? I know how to
Yeah.
spell.
I thought you were making a play on Ray, and you were saying die, DEI.
Oh.
That's what I thought you were doing.
Oh, no. I'm
Even
just...
though phonetically that doesn't make sense. This had alcohol in it.
So
What? That devil's like,
Sorry.
ah.
How do you get 2 attributes and I get an attribute and my discipline? That's not fair.
So Victoria's face goes kind of blank. Leans forward towards you. On your knees, child.
Can I just snatch it?
She didn't take it out.
No, but
So
From the-
as you guys are having this spat, which looks very much
That
like
was 7 successes, by the way.
as you
Damn.
guys are having this spat, and it's very much a it looks like a young child throwing a tantrum trying to get something from either his babysitter or older sister. Genevieve, you see this young looking person. They have to be 6, 8, sort of peeking out from behind a large barrel a few feet away from the sleeping bag.
I'll go over and have a look. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
Are you guys vampires?
What makes you say that?
You smell like vampires.
Do they smell human?
No. You don't recognize the smell.
Kindred. Yes.
Kindred. It's kind of a big word. I think I
Yeah.
can remember it though.
Good. What's your name?
I'm Artreus.
Artreus. That's a
Yeah.
very good name.
Hmm.
Why are you watching us, Artreus?
Because you're vampires.
Yes,
You
it's
smell
very interesting.
fancy.
It is very interesting. Some of us are very young, though.
Okay. It's probably the weird one with the long hair, right?
Yeah.
cut to Ray, just like,
There's just a sight gag in the background the whole time.
Imagine Victoria just like with her hand on
Just
Ray's
one hand.
forehead.
Yeah, just
Pretty much. It's just like
Not even-
you
not even
picked
just
the
the
things
finger.
she was literally the best at, and she also specializes in brawling against Kindred. You literally picked the wrong one.
He is
it's
just cackling.
just a single finger against
Just-
Ray's forehead.
They
And
like to argue sometimes.
Bell thing.
child continues and says, "Oh, yeah, my friends do too."
Yeah.
Do
Well,
you
I don't know if we're
live
friends
down
yet,
here?
but we're working on it. Are you the Calico
you-
Cat?
Oh, I don't know what that means.
No, I didn't think so. You're very interesting.
You're very interesting too. Most people can't see me.
Oh. That's fascinating.
Hmm.
I'm also a little bit different. I can see things most people can't.
Hmm.
And most kindred can't.
Different is usually good, but people act like it's not.
No, it's not. It is, actually. Different makes you interesting.
I'm interesting.
You are. Quite interesting.
Oh, I gotta go.
Okay. Will I see you again?
No. Or you should. I don't know why you can see me now.
Okay. Bye. Can I make a cult check of some kind?
Sure.
Did any of the rest of us see?
Victorian Ray definitely not.
You certainly, I would say Minerva, you certainly saw Genevieve walk over to a barrel and begin speaking.
Would that be
crouch?
To the barrel.
intelligence and occult?
Let's say it is, yeah, intelligence and occult.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I'm good at both those stats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is the hunger die. I'm gonna use this one that looks like the Jolly Rancher.
Launch it. Launch it right now.
No.
Yeah! Ooh.
Okay.
Now I have to fight. Bye, Genevieve. I hope you're happy.
1,
Crotch.
2, 3 on the hunger die. So that's a 10 on the hunger die. 1. So that's 5 successes.
And not only is that 5 successes, but you also have a messy crit in there. With the 10 on the hunger die.
Crotch the barrel.
It's the crotchiest.
As you're sitting there trying to consider what perhaps this is, you feel the beast almost saddle up next to you in your mind and say, "Oh, a guru that can astral project. Well, isn't that just astounding? Ophelia will love to hear about this one." And in your more present mind, you try and parse the words through the odd mixture of inherent information that you have been granted through the blood bonding that made you a kindred in the first place. You're not exactly sure off the top of your head what the word guru means, but you do know that powerful mages can astrally project. And it seems that your second sight, or your ability to peer beyond the veil, made them visible to you. Guru is spelled Garrrou, by the way.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. Yep. Yep. Okay. A guru who can astral project.
Did you say
What?
that out loud?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
We'll see you later. Maybe. And I'll turn back to the rest of the group. Hello. I'm back.
Was there something over by the barrel?
Kinda.
Kinda.
Nothing very
Okay.
interesting. Or something very, very interesting.
I can't tell what you're trying to get at, so I'm just
Yeah.
gonna walk away from this.
Don't worry about it.
Yep. Sounds
Kinda.
good.
Is Ray still trying to get the piece of paper?
Oh, absolutely.
Ray is a child.
Ray is a
Of course he's still
baby!
trying to get the paper.
There are 2 babies!
They haven't gotten it yet.
Bee is
Right.
just like bent over. If they could be out of breath, they would be just cackling.
So either get on your knees or stop wasting my time. Child.
I mean, at this point, it's a point of pride. There's no way that Ray is going to get on their knees.
Can I get on my knees to get this paper with that?
Can I roll brawl just so I can, grab them by the throat? Not actually to hurt, but just as a point of just like, I can end this whenever I want. I'm choosing to let you throw a tantrum. Can I do
Ray,
that?
what is your brawn? How many points do you have in brawn?
Drink?
Brawn is not a thing.
Or sorry, strength.
I know what you mean.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, no, strength was my dump stat, so
I suspected, but just wanted to make sure. Victoria, you can do it without rolling. Like,
Okay.
Just sort of like don't pick Ray up off the ground, but just a firm hand.
Yeah. Ray, I am growing bald. Stop it now.
you know, the people who get bored are boring people.
Oh, child. And she will just kind of like toss Ray back. Not necessarily into it, but just kind of like, just like kind of clear.
Just a couple steps back.
Pretty much.
The poor dear probably just wants something to connect to their sire. Can you hardly blame them?
Yes, I can. And I do.
Someone's got sire issues.
Most of us do, darling.
I don't know mine, so I can't really have issues about it, can I?
That's its own issue in
feel
itself. You should definitely know what abandonment
Yeah.
is.
If we are done with this little school trip, can we get going?
Is there anything else that we could glean from here?
Nothing here yet.
I'll save you some time and say not really.
Cool.
Like you could talk to more people, but they don't really have information that's pertinent to any of your present matters.
Sounds good. Let's bounce.
Well, dead end, but perhaps something to be gleaned from that book.
Maybe not quite though. That person we spoke to, kindred we spoke to, gave us an address for a Malkavian philosophy club.
Oh. Well,
That doesn't sound boring at all.
no, I'm definitely
Well,
not
I
that
mean-
sort of crowd. But there might be some
I
people
think
there I know.
It seems like it may have been a spot that Cassandra frequented.
Just saying, if Miss Bossy over there wanted to share, maybe I could direct us to a better place.
Do you have a better place to direct us to?
Not without that paper.
Oh.
Carol insight. Is Ray just throwing a tantrum and throwing a hissy fit, or
You
are they
can
actually
roll-
just sitting down something?
You can roll wits plus insight.
Well, I don't know if they're throwing a hissy fit or if they're actually just sitting on information and not telling us. Okay. I got a 4 on my hunger dice. Is that constitutive? Okay. That is 3 successes then.
Ray, do you genuinely think you can glean information from the scrap of paper?
Do
All right. Then you feel that Ray is being truthful to some extent.
Victoria could. I mean, it. If they
Rats do
promise to
not
give
learn
it
without
back,
discipline. No.
You know,
No, you can't.
hard-headedness is a lack of discipline too.
And you can be difficult, but we were told by the prince to find Cassandra. And if the baby decides that they have a way to do it, you might as well just hand over the piece of paper. There's no loss. Unless they decide to eat it. Not going to eat it, are
Honestly,
you?
I'm just waiting for them to switch. It'll happen eventually.
Switch? What do you mean?
Oh, they don't know.
No,
It's
the
amazing.
The other one's no fun.
Oh, no, this is the fun
Well,
one.
I mean,
The other one's kind of dull.
fun's kind of relative. I think it's very interesting.
Oh, but at least well behaved.
I think we're walking out of the
Yeah.
area.
Oh, yeah, we
At
are.
this point, we're walking
We
and
are.
talking.
And
Leave
Victoria
it.
is doing a full 360 check around for fusion. No chances this time.
Okay. You look up under
Me?
the
All that.
chassis of the car.
Check the hood.
Check the hood. Pop the trunk. Look clear.
I would like to sense the unseen,
Okay.
just to sort of
Is that
double check.
is that free?
That's free.
Wonderful. You look around, squint a bit. It's a nice night.
Other than that little, whatever that was. All right. Shall we be off then? Step out of the
Let's.
Gomak.
Oh, Fee, we should talk business while we are on our way.
Business? What? What are you talking about?
The club?
Oh. Right. Yeah.
No time like the present, and kind of.
Ugh, I have people for this. All right.
Victoria,
Yeah.
as you get into your humble little Ford Fusion and you turn the key in the ignition,
You're gonna blow me up again. I swear. I swear. I swear.
you turn over the key in your Ford Fusion. It starts, and you guys begin to make your way to the address written down on the Burger King napkin given to you by the young man in the combine. Those of you who are Detroit natives or who have lived here for more than 5 years know that the address that is written down is one for the Stony Creek Metro Park over in Detroit. And as you guys begin to make your various ways of getting there, are you all packing into this Ford Fusion, or does Minerva have her car? What's the
Minerva
driving
has her
situation?
vehicle.
Okay.
Child is not allowed in the Ford Fusion.
Whom
Ray, you
is
can-
riding with whom?
Great, you can get in my car.
Okay. Genevieve,
Okay.
who are you riding with? Ray and Minerva, or Victoria and
I'll pop in with Victoria.
All right. So
I'll go
the
with-
three of you.
Ray and Minerva.
Okay.
Who's
Sounds-
getting shotgun?
Pickle shotgun.
Fee just gets in shotgun.
He's like, yeah. Nice try.
Ray, you can put on the music.
Is this is it the McDonald's meme?
McDonald's. Yes.
Victoria
Yeah,
is
McDonald's.
Victoria's orders one black coffee and drives out.
Correct. So, you guys begin making your way on the probably like 45-minute drive to Stony Creek, and that is where we're going to take our first break. Hopefully everyone
Time
can
for a
enjoy
break.
themselves.
A break.
Bit of a break, yeah.
A cheeky little.
Just a little bit of a
Taking
break.
break.
All right.
Little break, yeah.
All right, fella.
Right.
I need to drink water.
Yeah.
What are you
we're gonna
talking
take
about?
a quick 5 to 10 minute break. We're gonna stretch, do bios, grab some more hydration. You all should do the same, and we will be right back. And welcome back. We are all rested, hydrated, and ready to go. So, without further ado, D, take us away.
Hi. Welcome back. So,
Did you put those on just to take them off?
yes.
Yes.
We follow our coterie as they make their fashionable way to Stony Creek Metropolitan Park, a park that has been generally closed to most humankind due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So it is quite deserted, with the exception of what looks like a small collection of people.
Like people, or
It's hard to tell from this distance. You guys are just now pulling up to the park. You don't see any other cars, but you do see humanoid figures at the very least.
Minerva, honey, you really shouldn't text and drive.
It's a speech to text thing. So like, it's not really texting if I can just speak to my car.
What do you text Nymeria?
Hey, Nymeria, about the book. Need to borrow it. So, is that cool?
The response comes back spread across 4 text messages and says, should be fine. Just don't show it to new people and don't lose it. It's important.
Do you ask your sire for permission to do everything, or
No, just about research-related things. We get titchy about, academia and that sort of thing. So I just wanted to double check.
I cannot imagine having to talk to your sire that much. I just had like one conversation with mine this morning, and I'm good for at least the next 10 years.
Well, I think, yeah. My sire and I have a pretty decent relationship. She was my professor in college, and and sort of how I came into this world. I know it's not the same for everyone, but in any case.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Sounds good. I'm gonna go get the book.
All right.
Okay.
Get out of the car.
All right. You guys are preparing to make your way to the Stony Creek Park, Victoria and Genevieve, as you see the car behind you, Minerva's car, sort of drive off of the path to the Stony Creek Park briefly as they disappear from view. Genevieve, you said that you had a text message you wanted to send to your sire.
Yes. Just sent a quick text message that said, met someone interesting.
And she sends back a question mark and a thinking emoji.
A guru who can astral project.
Your phone rings.
I'll answer it. Oh, that
Say
got your
that
attention.
again. Say that again.
You read the text. I'm with
Say it again.
mixed company.
Goodness. Interesting. That is fascinating.
Quite.
Make a Make a wits and insight check.
Wits and insight? Cool, cool,
Yeah.
cool. No doubt. Wits plus insight. Okay. I am not insightful, but I am witty.
Wait.
That's a 2. 3 successes. When was I 10?
Here, there's something odd about Ophelia's voice. Genevieve,
Yes.
I won't be coming back to the manor for some time. Probably no more than a week. Just tying up loose ends.
Anything I need to worry about?
There's always something you need to worry about, Starlight. But not this in particular, no.
Stay safe, Mummy dearest.
Yes. And the line disconnects. That is the first time she has called you Genevieve. Probably in this decade.
In several decades, I think, since the nickname came in. Oh my. Something is wrong.
Victoria,
Oh.
your
All right.
phone rings.
Gonna guess it's Jackson.
It's an unknown number.
Oh, good. Picks up, doesn't say anything.
Hello? Hello?
Who are you?
Oh, I was wondering if you'd pick up the phone. My name is Martine. Am I speaking to Madame
Talk
Bissell?
quick, Gail.
I'll take that as a yes. Wunderbar. And the line disconnects.
How'd your phone call go?
Wonderfully. I do not like being toyed with. My time is valuable. Someone named Martin.
Don't know that name.
Won't matter after I kill them.
Oh, something strange is happening.
What was, you were talking to Josiah? What was
Yes.
concerning?
She used my name.
Victoria,
Good, yes.
you know, even from your brief interactions with Ophelia, that is very odd. She doesn't refer to pretty much anybody by their actual name. She even calls Jackson Jackie. And, even odder, he lets her.
That is quite strange.
Usually what the director says goes.
Huh.
I think we're getting into something dangerous. If that wasn't evident enough from last night.
This is going to be quite fun.
Oh, or terrifying.
Same difference, really.
Nerva.
That reminds me. Because we're waiting for them to finish picking up the book or whatever.
If you guys stopped, yeah.
Well, yeah, it has to stop. Victoria has to change. Clearly.
Okay, fair.
I have a bad feeling. It's a feeling that I don't like. May I use my Auspex ability for premonition?
Yeah.
I like that laugh.
Minerva, you are walking up the stairs of your apartment, and you see this elderly woman
Okay.
who lives across the way from you. Sort of pokes her head out and goes, "Oh, Minnie, dear." This is
Hey.
Miss Deborah Jackson, and she says, "Thank you so much the other day for feeding my cat while I was out. Um, hopefully, you're staying safe out there. I know you said you work nights now, and I heard that something exploded over by the pier, some gas main or something like that."
Oh, I know, crazy, right? But don't worry, I'm just working night shifts at the library and the university, so.
Oh, of course. As I saw that the professor was going in and out, she's always so sweet. A young man wanted me to deliver this to you. Well, he wasn't a young man, but yeah, it's a letter.
Okay. It wasn't Charlie by any chance, was it?
No, if I haven't, bring that boy by his ears next time I see him.
Thank you. Can I take a peek at the note?
The note says, "I believe you have my book." There's an eye of Horus at the bottom.
Can I peek at the note over her shoulder?
Sure. You see what it says.
Yep. Miss Jackson,
Ooh, that's fun.
do you happen to remember what this person looked like? Did they give you a name or anything?
Oh, he was a nice old man. I think he was a father. He was dressed like a Catholic priest, at the very least. Older, closer to my age than yours.
It's so much more fun. Oh my.
Thank you.
Ray's ears would perk up at this.
Yeah.
Because they would have been like just, where are we? We're in
Minerva's apartment complex.
Ray's apartment complex, okay. Probably would have
Minerva's.
just kind of been like leaning against the wall or something, not really paying attention. But then would perk up and be like, oh, wait, did he look like older, and like describe the old man and be like, and like kind of good looking in like a weird priest way?
Oh, I thought he was very handsome.
Right, exactly. You get it.
Oh, Minerva, you make the nicest friends.
I quite much better than Charlie. To be honest, he's a little loud. But thank you so much, Miss Jackson. Let me know if you need me to feed your cat again. We're just popping by really quick to pick something up from my apartment before heading out again.
Oh, okay, absolutely. It was nice meeting you all. And she shuffles back into her apartment and closes the door.
Cool. I want to check my door for. God, can I heighten senses listening for anything moving around in my apartment?
You press your ear up against the door with the heightened senses. Nothing.
Okay.
Ray presses their ear up next to yours and goes, What are we listening for?
Just double checking something. I'd like to enter my apartment, I guess.
Okay. It is as you left it.
Okay. Cool.
Just whacked my knee on the bottom of the table.
Oh.
Oh no.
Is this like your front room or?
No, this is just this is my apartment. I mean, I guess it is kind of the front room, but also the kitchen. Like, okay. I mean, you don't have to. You can wait outside if you'd like. I know it's kind of cluttered and messy, and I have a bunch of time. Anyways, I'll go.
I'm not a dog. I don't wait in cars.
I meant you. You can at least okay. Anyways, I'm gonna go find the book. dig it out of the pile of buried under.
Dig it out of the hiding place, and it is there
Cool.
in your position.
It's quaint.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to comment on it. I get it. It's fine.
No. It's homey.
Uh-huh. I'm sure. Anyways, we can go. I've got the book.
Well, I think it's nice, Minerva.
Oh, thank you, Ray. I mean, if we're gonna move you out, we can. I mean, there's not a whole lot of room here, but we can at least store.
Do you want to be roomies?
I mean, you can if you want.
We could stay up late and, paint each other's nails, and we could watch movies together. It'd be so much fun.
I have a guest room if you wanted to spend the night.
Wow, so many people want me to move in with them. I feel so special. Well, I guess you two can fight it over.
Got book, let's go.
All right. You guys begin to make your way back down the stairs and out of the apartment. Minerva, Mrs. Jackson's kitty sort of passes you along, curls up around your legs briefly before scampering up the stairs into the apartment.
Okay, I know that Ray knows nothing about this, but is it by any chance a calico cat?
So as you guys approach the cars,
Yes.
and
I think that means
prepare
yes.
to make your way off to Stony Creek, you begin your drive, which is Minerva's apartment would be like the halfway point. So you guys finish your drive, arriving at the Stony Creek Metropolitan Park. And there are what look to be like 4 or 5 humanoid-ish figures that are in the center of the park.
Hey, do you think any of those are Cassandra, or do you think it's going to be another dead end?
Maybe we'll be lucky. Who knows?
One way to find out.
Can I? I don't think this would work, but can I use my heightened senses to smell and listen, see if I can hear or smell Cassandra nearby?
Yeah. You take a deep whiff, and your senses are assaulted by the overwhelming smell of marijuana in the air. You try to parse through it, but you don't think you smell Cassandra anywhere.
Wow, that smells so much worse when your senses are like way stronger.
Oh, yeah, you should turn that
Delicious.
off for a second.
You should
It's just...
have smelled Woodstock.
Oh, I wish.
So you guys begin to make your way
a
over,
good time.
approaching the figures in the center of the park. And you see there is an extraordinarily pale man with what looks like a large scruff of dyed white hair, and sort of slightly glimmering yellow eyes and a pearl necklace on. And he stands up and says, "Ah, friends, welcome."
Hello.
My name is Hypnos, and welcome to our poetry circle.
Is he human?
He is kindred.
Excellent.
Hello, Hypnos. Excellent to meet you. I'm Genevieve.
Genevieve, such a lovely name.
Oh, thank you.
Please do come sit.
Are they all kindred?
From what you can tell, yeah.
Cool. We're
Yes.
we're looking for Cassandra. You wouldn't happen to have seen her by any chance, would you?
Cassandra. One of my ilk, yes?
Yes,
Yes.
like us.
I do believe that I've seen Cassandra recently.
When he says my ilk, is he referring to
Oh.
being of the same clan?
They're all
or
Malkavian here.
Okay.
Hence the hippy dippy name.
That will only be revealed after the poetry.
Sounds good.
Unfortunately, you have missed Athena and Zeus's performances, but there is still I, the glorious Hypno.
I'm sad to
Please,
have missed
take
Athena.
a seat. The grass is quite dewy and wet. It will make you uncomfortable.
I'm
Just
good.
like being like an undergrad again.
Genevieve will just sit on the grass and
Ray sits
take
cross-legged at the front.
and take their shoes off.
Fee
See,
stands.
Victoria
There
just
is-
changed. She's not sitting on the grass.
There is a large glass bowl in the center that has what is probably a pound of marijuana.
Wow, they're just roasting that.
You watch as Hypnos takes 3 matches that they light in one stroke against the matchbox and drops them all in the bowl. He says, "Now, allow me to indulge you in the true story of the loveless goddess." And the eyes linger on Victoria for a bit before turning back. And he says, "When the war of the beasts bring about the world's end, the goddess did descend from the sky. Wings of light and dark spread afar. She guides us to bliss, her gift everlasting. Infinite in mystery is the gift of the goddess. We seek it thus, and take to the sky. Ripples form on the water's surface, and the wandering soul knows no rest. There is no hate, only joy, for you are beloved by the goddess, hero of the dawn, healer of worlds. Dreams of the morrow hath the shattered soul. Pride is lost and wings are stripped away. The end is nigh. My friend, do you fly away now to a world that abhors you and I? All that awaits you is a somber morrow, no matter where the winds may blow. My friend, your desire is the bringer of life, the gift of the goddess. Even if the morrow is barren of promises, nothing shall forestall my return. Legends speak of sacrifice at the world's end. My soul, corrupted by vengeance, in my own salvation may you find your eternal slumber. The wind sails over the water's surface, quietly but surely. Even if the morrow is barren of promises, nothing shall forestall my return. To become the dew that quenches the land, to spare the sands, the seas, and the skies, I offer thee this silent sacrifice. And you watch as Hypno takes a very deep bow, and Athena and Zeus begin to clap. And he looks up and says, "Poetry can really remove the weight from one's soul. I suggest you all try it one day."
I used to be part of a poetry slam club, before, but
Fantastic.
That was
I-
lovely, Hypno. Truly.
I don't have anything planned, but I can give it a shot.
Wonderful. Please take the stage. Take the stage. And Hypno sits down and right in between Minerva and Genevieve, excitedly waiting.
Of the night I rise, fractured, lost, and move unseen. A predator lurks. And then Ray is going to faint.
can I catch? Try to catch?
Okay, you manage to sort of scramble to your feet and catch Ray. And you see Hypnos turns to Genevieve and goes,
They're really into their work.
I mean, it wasn't that good.
"It is.
It's
That was
performance
superb.
art, darling. It's not just poetry.
You think that a Toreador would understand?"
You'd think.
Ray?
It's
And,
all right, the other one
Oh.
will rise.
Oh! Oh!
Hypnos then stands and turns to Victoria and says, "I'm going to assume that you are one of our Ventru friends, as your thoroughly unimpressed look would imply."
Your art is not my concern.
Don't know how to button shirts, apparently.
Art is no one's concern. Art is what we do to escape our concerns. A long dead forefather of your clan once had that quote. Alexander the Great, I believe. He was a nice fellow.
Then he was not a true venture, was he?
Some would say. So then, you see
No, that doesn't look good.
the young Miss Cassandra.
Yes.
She is troubled, lost, unfortunately. She's made a decision, a rash one, as the young and foolish tend to do. And it is currently costing her quite dearly.
Would you happen to know where she is?
She's on her way to the second city.
That would make sense. Sibling, might we join hands?
And Hypnos will extend his hands up to you.
We'll take them.
Mm.
You have the sight too, yes?
A bit.
Me too. A vision for a vision?
Ah, that would be lovely.
And I would like to enact my premonition ability.
All right.
It says a free or one rouse check.
And I'm assuming you get something extra if you do the rouse check.
Let's see. Actively provoke a premonition by focusing on the subject, but whenever the storyteller deems it appropriate, this power gives this character a sudden hint.
Yeah, it looks
So,
like you can
yeah.
have it either be on, like, trigger one,
Trigger
or
Gotcha.
you
Gotcha,
could just give
gotcha.
us one.
Yeah,
So go ahead and roll me a rouse check.
absolutely. That's just my hunger die, right?
Yeah, because you only got one hunger.
That is a 6 exactly.
All right, so that is a success. You close your eyes and begin to focus, and you all watch as Hypno does not close their eyes, staring at the small Malkavian in front of them. And Genevieve, as you begin to perceive, it's different. You are still yourself. Your consciousness has not been projected forward. You're sitting in a dark room, and there is a projector in front of you. And Hypnos walks in and says, "Well, child, what do you see?" And they sit. Start it.
Start the projector.
And as you start the projector, you see odd scenes of Hypnos performing in front of, looks like 10 or so Malkavian folks, and they stand and clap and applaud. And you see a wide smile across the kindred's face and says, "Well, isn't that delightful?
You draw crowds.
Didn't you want..." "I have been told that before."
But that's not what makes you happy.
It's been a long time since I've been happy. Such an odd, elusive emotion happy can be. I prefer content. Much more consistent.
Yes. But this doesn't make you content.
What does?
I'll focus more on the film playing in front of us.
As you look into it, the vision expands. You see Hypnos standing on the precipice of a tall mountain overlooking a grand cathedral that you, being European, would recognize as the Sistine Chapel.
Oh.
And you see a bright smile, and then you see behind him what must be 100, 1,000 kindred, all holding black umbrellas until the sun sets, and they drop them and descend upon the city.
You appreciate works of man and works of God. Paradox.
I have found in my many years that they tend not to be as different as mortals would have you believe.
But you know faith is dangerous.
Not if you're the one who believes. I like you.
I get that a lot.
Do you mind if I give you a present?
Not at all.
He leans forward in your ear and says, "Interact with the calico cat." And you guys watch Genevieve pass out into the grass.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Oh,
Darling thing must have pushed herself too hard.
Everyone's passing out left and right. It's the weed!
Did you do?
I've done nothing. She wanted to give me a vision.
What did you see?
A very fine Tuesday.
what day is it today?
Today is Thursday.
Sure it wasn't a Wednesday.
No, that was yesterday. I just
Yeah,
checked.
it was Wednesday. That's literally why I paused, because I was gonna say Wednesday, but I was like, well, technically it's the next day, so it's Thursday.
I still.
Can Ray sit up and say, "Fine Tuesday indeed"?
Hello, Ray.
It's the boring one.
Hypnos looks down at you and says, different.
Who is you?
Not me in particular. But you're
What?
familiar.
Are you? You take the name of a god, as do your friends here. Who are you in this world?
Well, I can assure you that these children are probably no older than yourself. I name them, rename them. As far as who I am, gods are such an abstract concept, aren't they?
So you believe yourself a god?
No, I don't believe myself a god. But in the past, others may have.
And if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
Well, what year is it?
What?
2020.
Interesting. That would make me... Hold on a second. D has to do math.
Math break.
Math break. Math in my TTRPG?
It's more likely than you
I
think.
have it.
I might die if I have to do some.
No.
That would make me cresting into my 3rd century.
So then tell me, old one, who saw you as a god?
The people that I graced with an eternal rest. Hence the name.
Have you seen my sire?
No. She doesn't like me very much. Can't imagine why.
Can't imagine why at all. And you, do you know where she might be?
Yes. She's headed towards Chicago, but she hasn't left yet. You might be able to catch us still.
If I were Cassandra, where would I be? Can I think back to my session notes with Cassandra?
Mm-hmm. She
Is there-
mentioned that before things devolved, she mentioned that she was panicking, seeing things, seeing people that she didn't know and didn't recognize. before she began her diatribe of how most people don't see the world for what it is. You are a very insightful person, and even upon reviewing that session, which you've done many, many times, before she went into what felt like a pre written spiel, you felt like there was honest commentary, genuine problems, imagined or not.
Do I have a question?
Hmm?
Do we know who Cassandra's sire is?
That is a good question. You'll have to find someone to ask.
Hey, Hypnos!
Mhm.
You wouldn't happen to know who Cassandra's sire is?
No, I don't know the girl that well.
While they're talking, Victoria would have propped up Genevieve while she's
Okay.
while they're
And
still
as you adjust Genevieve, she does rouse back to consciousness.
They'll take one look at Bo. Oh, the sun's risen, has it?
No, it's still the middle of the night.
That's not what I mean.
Do you usually find during your vision?
Hypno's a little bit, fascinating. Not generally, no. Surprised I didn't stop walking. It's usually what happens. Well, did we find anything interesting?
She's still in the city?
Cassandra is still in the city. She's leaving for Chicago soon.
And, what was that, Minerva, you were wondering about Cassandra's sire?
Yeah, I was just curious. I mean, we all have sort of seemingly different relationships with our sires, but perhaps
that might be something Ophelia knows, but I don't know if I can get a hold of her right now.
Hmm.
Look at Hypno. The calico cat, huh? Here, can hear you.
Is it?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh. Thank you for that peek at the script.
It's who you are.
I'm sorry, what's this about cats?
Calico?
I don't do cats.
Was Miss Jackson's cat a calico cat?
Miss Jackson's cat is a calico cat, yes.
Oh, What's this about a calico cat?
Oh, I have conflicting information. Either
Is it
follow
like
it or don't.
Is it a kindred thing that I might not know about, or?
Don't know. Couldn't tell you. Might mean something, might mean nothing, might mean everything.
My neighbor's cat is a calico, but
could be.
Lots
Jen,
of calicos.
I've always found that if you look inside yourself, you can find the right answers. You just might not know it yet.
I appreciate the candor, and I think that might go doubly for you, my love. Shall we be off? We had a place to go. Did we have a place to go? Did we have a thing to do?
Hypnos, did you have a idea of where Cassandra might be holed up?
Yes, you'll find her in the soul of the city, visiting her good friend, Marshal Fredericks.
Marshall Fredericks.
Marshall, a name or a title?
It was said as though it was a name, first and last. I need everyone who has been in Detroit for more than 3 years to roll me an
I don't have that skill.
an intelligence and academics check.
Sorry.
Darby's about to roll 15 dice.
My best.
About to pop off.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it's not even as much as, but it is 8 dice, which is very nice.
1, 2, 3.
6 and up, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
3.
3 successes. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 3 successes.
Genevieve and Ray turn into trees.
3.
And Minnie Mouse.
That is, because a 10 is a double,
Yep, 10 is 2 successes.
so that is 5 successes.
And is that 10 on your hunger die?
Nope.
Okay then. So you all 3 of you know that with the reference of Soul of the City and Marshall Fredericks, Hypnos is likely referring to the Spirit of Detroit statue, which is a large bronze statue that overlooks Woodward Avenue.
Funny story, when I was going for things for this overlay, that was actually one of the stock images that I found when I looked up Detroit, was of that statue.
Dope a rope. So,
Alright.
you guys,
And how exactly do you know where she'll be?
We have our
there are
ways.
few things that I don't know.
Ah. Malkavian such.
Weirdness. You can call it weirdness.
Wonder.
No, that's okay. I like you lot the best.
It's kind of weird, though.
Background.
You're not as you're not as self-important as Ventru or the Toreador.
Because they are not as important.
Unless you're the director.
Shall we? Same cars?
All right.
Oh,
You guys
all right.
hop back in your cars.
Ray is going to open the door for Fee.
Oh.
My. A gentleman.
After you, my dear.
We'll get in. Fee looks
Victoria.
visibly sad they didn't get to participate in the poetry circle, by the way.
Oh.
Perfect.
Well, Fee, if you want to do some poetry in the car.
No, the moment is past.
The mood's ruined. It's boring.
The muse has left me.
Victoria, you
Yes?
approach your humble Ford Fusion. It's nice. You get into the car.
Swear to God, if it
Full
explodes.
check. No. She checks it.
Okay, she checks again. Looking good.
Never glossing over it.
Every single time we get into a car for the rest of this.
It's almost like Victoria's becoming as paranoid as her sire.
Yes.
Oh, very good.
It only took getting blown up to get there.
One episode. It took
No,
one
it's-
episode.
Some effective motivation.
No one said he wasn't
It
Just
wasn't
because you're paranoid
justifiable.
doesn't mean you're
good
wrong.
reason. Yeah.
It's not paranoia if everyone's out to get you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that spell saved our
Yeah.
undead lives, so.
And there are definitely lots of people who want to kill Victoria.
Are they going to come after us?
All right. So you guys
sounds like a
begin
you
making
problem.
your way to the humble Spirit of Detroit monument. And as you approach, within like a mile or so, it is impossible to get closer, as the streets are blocked off with black Humvees until one of them sees a blue Ford Fusion and motions for everyone to move and let the pair of you through. As you see Jackson King, Nymeria Page, and Kierla Edwards standing and staring at the Spirit of Detroit monument. And as you look up toward the monuments, you see that the normally white stone is stained a dark red. And there is a large stake that has been pressed through and stapled through the bronze of the statue, pinning Ophelia Justine to the monument. And behind it, it says, "Where is the cub?" And that's where we're going to end today's session.
The cup.
The cub? Oh my
Cub.
god! Oh my god!
Hopefully you guys enjoyed that session.
Deep.
Yeah.
Enjoyed in what sense?
You son of a bitch.
Fuck.
You
Take this
murdered my
out.
sire.
I didn't.
Well, is she dead?
Oh, she's dead.
Stake
Stake through the heart.
That doesn't necessarily kill
that doesn't
vampires.
necessarily kill
Yeah,
you.
not necessarily.
It might kill the director.
Or
We'll
should
have to
we?
find out next week.
Oh my god!
Tune in next time.
Bastard.
All right. Yeah. That's the end of that session. We'll go through and do outros. Who are we? Where can we find those? What do
let's-
we do?
Start with, you know what? We're going to go the same way we did the first time to give Anita a second to get her shit together. And we're going to start
Aw,
on my
Anita, your
right
face.
with Rowan.
I will never love another
Hello.
NPC again.
Hello, lovely people. I have been Rowan and occasionally Fiorentino de Calza. You can find me on Twitter as @RedWhiteRP. I am a streamer, a writer, and a professional dice cruncher. If you want to see me on some other streams, Thursdays, not tomorrow because it's Thanksgiving, for us US-based folk. But Thursdays on Chromatic Chimera, I run a Cyberpunk Red game called Olympus 2299. It is a Greek mythology-inspired game where we, in session 1, beat up a not Spice Girl and stole an invitation to a party. On Saturdays, you can find me back on Chromatic Chimera again for Mysteries of the Mojave, a Monster of the Week game featuring an all trans, non-binary, GNC, etc. cast. Occasionally on Sundays, we have a weird schedule. You can find me back here for Second City Saviors, a masks game where everything's fucked. And then on alternating Mondays, I am over on Everybody Crits for X Millennials and AU X-Men Universe Mutants and Masterminds game, in which my All-American boy is relentlessly bullied by the rest of the cast. And then I'll go ahead and throw it down here once again to the wonderful Alicia.
Hi. Everybody who says crotch gets bitten. I'm Alicia. Also NNG9.
Crunch.
Also NNG9 on Twitch. And NNG9 on Twitter. Well, obviously Wednesdays you can find me here. And then I also stream on my own channel, especially most of this week because, hey, off for Thanksgiving. I'm playing Hollow Knight, cursing a bunch. It's great. There are also puns. They're terrible. So stop by. Also, caretaker of snakes. So snakes may or may not appear. Yeah, I had a super fun time. But now, and as I've shown, I don't care. I will not make an in-character reason. I will bite you on stream.
Promise.
Moving on.
Pinky
Shush you. Triplet, you're not helping. Moving on to, is Bo next? I forget the order. Okay.
Yep.
Hi there. I'm Bo. You can call me Beauregard if you like. You can find me on Twitter at DorkyTeacher, where I bare my soul to everyone on the internet, sharing my deepest, darkest feelings and ideas, or just like random shit that I feel like saying. I don't know. I'm here, obviously, every Wednesday. Every once in a while, when there's a system shock, when our dearest Anita is not exhausted, we will. I will show up there, but I'm also in that game that Rowan mentioned earlier. I play probably the best character ever. I play Casey, and I am a tech, and I'm also Bella's sister, which perfect. It's amazing. Watch our dynamic. It's awesome. Other than that, I have stuff coming up in the new year. I cannot announce just yet, but soon. That's it. Darby, it's your turn.
Hello. 'Tis I, Darby. I've been Minerva, awkwardly, all over this stream. You can find me here on Wednesdays, obviously, if you're watching this. And you can find me forgetting literally everything I do. I co-host a podcast with my friend Harper called Chaotic Creations. We upload every Wednesday where we give each other random prompts for characters and make them on the fly. And you can catch me there. You can find me on Twitter as @DarbyPack. And yeah.
We talked about how your glasses are not real glasses.
Yeah, it's very weird. Yeah, look.
Yeah, they look really good though. It works
That's
really
actually
well.
really
It's like it's so incredible.
Yeah, I miss having glasses.
You can also find Darby tomorrow. Nora announced this last night when we were on Cult. We're all going to... Darby, Harper, Dee, and myself are all in a Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Well, 4-shot for now. We'll talk about whether or not that becomes a thing later on.
It's going to be a thing.
It's going to be a thing. Titled The Lonely Throne. And yeah, the first episode that we recorded on Monday airs tomorrow on Thursday. And it's going to be a good time. You will absolutely adore Darby's character.
Her name is a pun.
And she is a lolly Terminator. It's hilarious.
It's pretty great.
And that leads into me. Hi, I'm Anita, or Panita, or Critical Misses. You can find me everywhere online under those last two. I am a TTRPG streamer and talk show host, I guess. And tonight I was Genevieve. Tomorrow, who knows where I'll be. Oh, hi, Raiders. Rating right at the end. Give them about 3 seconds because there might be an ad. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So, thank you so much for that raid. We're actually just wrapping up our show here tonight. But
Be sure to catch the VOD.
yeah, you can catch the VOD if you like. Thank you so much for those follows. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to be doing a stream, just to sort of do like a state of the channel, brief announcements, that sort of thing. Nothing.
Why else? Why else?
Because
Why else are you going to do a stream tomorrow?
And tell the world.
it's my birthday tomorrow.
Yeah!
Tomorrow's my birthday.
It's Anita's birthday tomorrow.
It's my birthday tomorrow. Yeah. I'm gonna.
Y'all need to like drop all of the happy birthdays on Twitter.
All the love.
On
Yes.
Like, I
all
don't
of
know, find her Instagram,
bitch.
find
All
her
the hype
email.
Every hour.
So yeah, tomorrow I'll be doing a birthday stream, in sort of a State of the Union, State of the Miss channel. Maybe I'll be, yeah. Maybe I'll be, I don't know, doing something, gaming, doing art. Who knows? I have yet to figure that out. But yeah, so that's tomorrow. Fridays, I don't have anything Fridays. Saturdays, you can find me on Morning Ritual, where our guest is this person right over here. It's Nora and I are very excited, and we may have also just been hanging out with Dee every night for the last week, which is, we could have just turned the cameras on anyways, but probably best not to. Sundays, you can find me here again for No Disqualifications, which is our Powered by the Apocalypse wrestling game, where I play Charlie Knox with 3 X's because we're in the Attitude Era. But I think we're actually doing something a little different. TBD. But yeah, we are going to be running that on Sundays. And I will pass it back over to Dee.
Hi, I'm Dee. Or it's the Riddler. Or Devel. Thank you so much for watching me torture my friends for 3 hours. I appreciate it. I am
torture if we ask for it.
I am a streamer, voice actor, professional GM with the Emerald City Gaming Guild, and I also play Julian in Woodsy Studios' Crimson Spires, which you can find on Steam. Anita, I will fucking powerbomb you through a table.
That's not a threat.
And don't threaten them with a good time.
Anyway, you can find me, just all over the place. Who wants to go over this fucking calendar with me? It's getting a little nuts.
300.
Yeah, I hit 200 followers from that raid. Thank you very much for all those follows. Because, yeah, I just hit 200.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you can find me every Wednesday, where I'll be dropping cliffhangers like mad over on this channel. This Thursday, I'm not going to be doing jack shit because it's food day. Friday, I'm going to be streaming. Saturday, like I said, you can catch me here on, like she said, you can catch me here on Morning Ritual. Sundays, every once in a while, we're going to be doing superhero stuff with Second City Saviors. That's not as often, though, so just stay tuned. Follow so that you know what's going on. On Mondays, I have nothing to tell you about. And on Tuesdays, I play over on Encounter Roleplay, where we do a Flames of Freedom's Zweihander campaign called Boston Besieged, where I play the diplomat Pharaoh Mason. And yeah, I also do all kinds of shit. I also randomly post very not mentally stable scientist voiceover works randomly on my Twitter page. So, you know.
That are amazing.
Hang out. It's all right. Like 6 out of 10. But to make sure we end this tonally correct, I would like to thank you all for joining us for another night under the pale, cold sun. And we will see you the next time the sun sets. Be wary, my friends.
And with that, we're actually going to go on a raid. We are going to raid. Looks like Madame Gandalf's online, so we will. Or and Noir are also on. So yeah, let's raid my co-host. So yeah, we are going to raid the Noir Enigma, who is playing Dead by Daylight right now. So we'll go from raid into raid till raid, and yeah, Enigma. That's how you spell that. And yeah, thank you all so much for stopping by. Until the next time the pale cold sun rises. We'll see you again.
Goodbye,
Bye,
lovely people.